Week 2. What's up, guys? Sorry, I just wanted to play something up front, because why not? So a few things I want to hit on today. First, I want to talk about flams, more of a deep dive. We did talk a little about flams last week, but it was more in the context of the grid and upstroke, downstroke technique. I want to do a deeper dive today because I get the feeling that some of us are a little either afraid of, frustrated by, or just don't like flams. Well, guess what? They're a core component of rudimental technique, and we gotta have them. They're also, we're not gonna get taken seriously by any judges or anybody who knows technique if we don't have flams well represented in our content and in our book. We just got to do it. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips for how to do them, how to execute them, how to work on them, how to get better at them, blah blah blah. I'm also gonna give you guys a little bit of some thoughts on rehearsal practices right now, ways that you guys can be being smart in your practice sessions. Give you guys a little bit of a sense of what our audition process is going to look like, because at this point I really think that we're not going to be able to get together in large group until at least a couple of months from now. So we got to be smart, we got to adjust, and I really don't like the idea of not doing a progressive audition and doing it in just one-on-one. You guys submit a video or whatever. So I'm going to be creative about how we do it, but we do have to adjust. All right, so flams. Now, my guess is, and I don't want to assume anything, so we're going to go from the very beginning, but my guess is if I asked y'all what a flam was, you'd have some sense of it, right? Its basic component is just two notes that you play, right? Except that they don't quite happen at the same time. They're a little bit apart, and one is really quiet and one is really loud. That's a flam, right? Pretty simple. Right-handed flam, and by the way, if I say right-handed flam, that means the second note, the louder note, right? So right-handed flam, and a left-handed flam, right? The left hand in the right-handed flam and the right hand in the left-handed flam doesn't prep at all. If it does like an inch, right, you want that to stay really low, because you get a lot of people that accidentally play flams like this or like that, and that doesn't cut it at all. You got to keep that grace note really low to the drum, okay? Now, the two things that are the trickiest with flams, the two things that tend to go wrong the most, are one, heights, right? We talked about that already. Grace notes got to stay low. The other thing is sticking. For whatever reason, if you play a passage, and I'm going to take the flam accent rudiment that we talked about last week as an example. If you play that without the flams, basically just triplets and you're down, accenting every downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am confident that every single one of you can do this pretty darn well, if not perfectly, without anything going wrong. But then you play the actual flam accent exercise, or rudiment I should say, throw the grace notes in there. Now I've been doing this for a long friggin' time, so I'm super comfortable with it, but I get the feeling that a lot of you try to do this right now, and your sticking's probably going to go out the window. All kinds of weird things are going to start happening with what hand plays in what order. Also, you're probably going to get super tense and super tight. A lot of bad things are going to happen. So one, stay relaxed. You're putting flams into things. Just chill out, right? And also just think really hard about sticking, and I'm going to give you a quick trick for how to think about sticking right now. If I were a crappy teacher, and I'd like to think I'm not, I'd probably just say, come on, it's just, you alternate sticking, right? It's just this, and then when you add the flams in, the sticking of the notes you already had in there doesn't change at all. It's true, and if you think about that and focus on that, that's a basic component to doing this right from a sticking standpoint, but there's got to be more tricks to it than that, right? And I've been thinking about this, and I came up with something that hopefully will help. So what I want you to do is think about the note before the flam, right? Because again, if we're playing, either flam accents, which I'm going to use right now, or our actual exercise number 6, flams, which I'm going to play for you in a second. You've got lots of quiet notes, and then the flams, which are all accented, right? Now, the last note before a flam is going to be quiet, whether it's your left hand or your right hand, but it's also going to be doubled when you add the flam in, right? Because you've got, let's say, I'm playing a triplet into a flam, so left, right, okay? That last left hand before the right hand flam is going to be a double, because I've got that last note I was playing before, I've also got the grace note to the flam, so it's really left, right, left, right. See that little double in the left hand? Try thinking about that, If you've got right, left, right. Now there's a little left-hand double right at the end of the measure or the beat or whatever. Same thing with if I've got right, left, and I'm going to put a left-handed flam on the right? The and of the beat. Where my right hand plays, my right hand's going to have a little double. Okay? Think about that double before the flam in your down note. See if that helps you be able to make more sense of it and keep any kind of flam-based material you have from just descending into sticking chaos instead of playing what's actually written on the piece of paper. Hopefully that makes a little sense and helps you a little bit with that. Okay, so we got this exercise number 6, flams, that I wrote for you guys. I keep talking about flam accents, and they do make an appearance in this exercise, but I tried to use this exercise to build up our comfort with an execution of flams more gradually than that. If you look at these measures, I mean, for at least the first 2 lines, right, first of all, I mean, you got 16 notes in a measure, and there's only 2 flams, so you're working them in very gradually, which is good. It gives you time to focus on the couple of flams you have to play in the course of the measure. Also, at least one of the notes in every measure is going to be off at the downbeat, so you've got a way to ground yourself. So hopefully the exercise, helps you guys to get comfortable with it a little more gradually. Really focus on playing a good flam or 2, but also maintaining consistent timing throughout. So I'm going to play it for you real quick right now. I'm not going to take any of the repeats at the moment, just so you guys can kind of quick shot through and see what it looks like and what it's supposed to sound like. But obviously, as you're practicing it, not only would I take the repeats, I would probably vamp individual 2-bar sections of this until you feel really, really good about it, and then move on, okay? So here is exercise number 6, no accents, no repeats all the way through. Hopefully that's straightforward enough, right? I would add or point out a couple of things. First of all, obviously, when you get to the 3rd line of the exercise, suddenly we're rocking the, well, what is that, right? Anybody already figured it out? Because if you hadn't, take a look at it for a sec, pause the video. But yeah, those are flam accents, right? They're not triplet based, but it's the same exact thing. Just instead of 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, you've got 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, same thing, right? The other thing is the whole second page. I don't know if many of you, I mean Zoe and Micah, you guys have had lessons with me, and I think it's come up in conversation, but for anyone else, if you haven't already noticed it, basically what the second page of this exercise is breaking a flam accent down to its individual hands, right? So if I put the med back on for a sec, just play a whole bunch of flam accents, and then I suddenly, and with no warning, pull out my left hand, right? That's what the right hand isolated in a flam accent sounds like. And it's a really good exercise across the board anytime you're playing any complicated rhythm or rudimental thing, or a lot of different contexts in percussion land in which that is a healthy exercise. Isolating hands, it can really make your life easier. So that's what the second page of that exercise is as well. So really take your time to break down moments like that, and then looking at the first measure of any of these 2-bar phrases, or at the end of the first page, 4-bar phrases, and making sure that you're, again, remaining consistent with your sticking once you add the flam in. And remember that little trick I mentioned about the doubles, helping you to try to identify, how to maintain proper sticking and not let your hands just go off reservation and start doing something weird. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, a few quick things or thoughts on practice right now. What you're doing, especially again, since you're isolated and by and large, hopefully pretty much across the board, people aren't getting together. I would, again, it sucks because what do I always say? It's like, we got to be drumming, we got to be at rehearsal together, and you guys got to be drumming with each other outside of rehearsal. I mean, this is just an unprecedented, crazy time where we just can't be around each other for safety's sake. End of sermon. But what can you do on your own to keep up? First of all, metronome. Mother of Jesus, if you are not practicing with a metronome right now, come on. Get with the metronome, okay? It's crucial. There's no way to confirm that you have good timing if you don't do it, all right? Get with the metronome. 2, get with a mirror. Be in front of a mirror. You will be amazed. If you haven't done it and you do it, you'll be amazed the kind of stuff you see that you didn't realize was going on. It's just a totally different perspective. That's a must-do. Be practicing in front of a mirror. And frankly, now that you got these videos with me sitting here playing stuff, and I'm not God's gift to snare drumming, but I'd like to think that I do a decent job. So, putting me here on your iPad or your iPhone or whatever, and then you looking at your mirror right there to do it back and forth and confirm, oh, it doesn't quite look like that, I should fix that or adjust that. That's a great way. So be in front of a mirror. Another really healthy exercise, and we talked about this before, but I think there's 2 elements to it, is recording yourself. So first of all, if you do a video recording, and it's easy enough to do. All of us have smart devices at home. I'm just sitting here with my iPad right now recording this. Make a video of yourself, watch back, right? So for one thing, watch that video back again, just like the mirror exercise, but to the next level. You're going to notice all kinds of fresh things. 1. 2, make a video. If you feel really good about how your roll quality sounded in a particular exercise, or how about your flam consistency and your subdivision consistency, or the timing of your 8 on a hand, or the timing of your doubles, whatever, great. Take that recording, play it back, play along with it, right? That's a way that even in complete isolation right now, you can still play with someone else, even though it's yourself from the past, the future. You can play along with that and confirm, am I able to play clean with that? Okay, that's a great exercise as well. So a few different tips, tricks, things that you can do right now to stay busy, to stay active, to stay drumming, and to stay getting better. Okay, last thing, and then I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching the video again. Hey, do me a favor, if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to see addressed, obviously you can shoot me an email. Also, you guys are getting access to these YouTube videos. Also, I think other people too. I'm pretty sure that there's humans out there in the world who aren't in the Middleton High School percussion section who are watching this video, which is kind of crazy to me and whatever, but they're welcome to if they take something out of it. It's funny, they probably don't even realize that I'm making it specifically for you guys, but whatever. Anyway, if you guys have specific stuff that you want to see me address, put a comment in the YouTube page. I'm pretty sure comments are enabled. If not, I'll make sure they are, and then when some douchebag troll says something, I'll turn them right back off again. Yeah, just shoot me an email, shoot me a text. If there's anything that you want me to address, any questions you have that you think might benefit the whole line to see those musical or technical concepts addressed, just say the word and I'll make it happen. I think that's it for now, guys. Keep drumming, keep staying isolated and safe. Miss you guys, but again, we're doing what we got to do, and I will continue to shoot info out to you guys. I'm going to have some music out for you to work on today, and I will have more info about maybe ways that we can get together digitally, hopefully sooner than later. All right? See you later.